Hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations, the podcast. Group of friends to attend to talk movies and TV, old or recent. Some people were just after too many left.
This week. Oh, sorry.
When are they gonna run out of? When are they gonna run out of those leftovers?
Uh,
I apologize by the way for the occasional pop crack in the background. Pop crack in the background seems the seems there are some people that haven't exactly set off all of their 4th of July fireworks.
the 4th of July runs from the 1st of July to the 20th.
That's one way of putting it. Anyway, on the news desk, Free Comic Book Day is still happening, albeit at a different date. And here are the announcements of note. There's a Free Comic Book Day issue. There's a Free Comic Book Day issue with season 10 attached to it.
Did read about that.
Alongside a Pony Life issue as a Comic-Con virtual exclusive. And also the holiday annuals are still happening.
Yep.
If that's to be believed. Star Wars Bad Batch animated series coming to Disney Plus next year.
Like, yeah, the comic thing, I tried my local shop, but apparently when the whole thing happened, they pretty much canceled most of their orders. So they only had like 3 comics of like the free comic book day stuff. So it's like, yeah.
I think regarding the regarding this whole health crisis, as well as earlier announcements regarding comics, I kind of expected that.
Yeah.
Getting back on the Star Wars related note, apparently Hayden Christensen is reportedly playing a key role in the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series.
Okay.
Spaceship Earth Overhaul and Mary Poppins addition to United Kingdom Pavilion have both been removed from the Epcot experience. On a related note, the Mary Poppins attraction that was supposed to go to Disney World has been postponed.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
I'm probably the only one that's going to get this, but Wishbone live-action movie is reported in the works.
Right about that, like, Oh, wow, that show. Wow, I'm old. It's like, whoa.
So that'll be
Yeah, I
interesting.
remember watching that.
So that'll be an interesting reboot to keep your eyes on.
Yeah.
Mini World mobile game apparently added pony skins.
Ooh.
I can't remember the last time I talked about the Series X, but there won't be any exclusive games for a few years.
Okay.
The trailers that came out this week include Tesla, New Mutants, and this one you're not going to get unless you've been to the IMAX circuits and know of Stephen Lowe or things like that. Train Time. I'm particularly excited about the last one, see, having seen Rocky Mountain Express, did a little research on the director's work. I'm particularly interested in getting super speedway at some point, and hopefully I can find a time to go see this new one in IMAX once
Okay.
we get a release date. And finally, the casualty report, larger than last week.
Fortunately.
Kelly Preston, aka Travolta's wife, or in Mike, or if you remember the movie Sky High, Jetstream. Seems we've got some results on the Naya Rivera case.
Yeah.
Also, Granty Mahara. So the Tibet needs here because both of it. The Tibet needs here. I think both of us are familiar with MythBusters.
Yeah.
Yandre Dev, Nicole Thea, apparently out of pregnancy, and Joanna Cole. I think the first one is what hit me quite a bit. And on a related note, I'm got some uploads in line in her honor.
Okay. Eh, hold on. Just gonna grab a drink. So yeah, Pony Life. They actually switched up the format a bit at starting this week. So now each episode has like two mini episodes inside of it, or at least that's what I'm calling it. Two 5-minute stories as opposed to one 10-minute story. And it's also the beginning of a new story arc. Whereas with
Yeah, it was.
episodes 1 through 6, it was focused on Pinkie Pie. Now it's Fluttershy.
Yeah, I was about to say that despite the format switch, there's still a bit of a connection here.
Yeah, and actually with this story arc, like the connection between episodes is a lot more it's a lot more straightforward with the connection between episodes in regarding to the story arc. Whereas with the Pinkie Pie's arc, like
It was only one side that was more focused as opposed to the other.
yeah, like you had the episode 1 and episode 6 that were like the okay, it takes focus here. The other episodes, it got a side mention once or twice, but it wasn't like the main focus of the episode. So, episode 7,
As I,
the trail less what?
as I mentioned, as I mentioned last week, it was a little difficult for me to search for an image for the stream layout. Fortunately, fortunately after seeing the title cards, giving some thought about it, managed to find something that pretty much is on point. Mostly Fluttershy based, but the last one being more Rainbow Dash focused, but still a relation to Fluttershy, at least in terms of the title.
Right. Like I mentioned before, we're back to Minecraft this week. I tried to get some stuff recorded for tonight. But yeah, Terraria Master difficulty is wow. Also trying to like get things timed, like timing things for something where it's kind of open ended. So that kind of thing. It's yeah. I may like go back to like mission oriented stuff. That way I can just like I know when a good point to stop is. So I might have more Mario Maker next week. Yeah. Episode 7, The Trail Less Trodden and Death of a Stales Pony. So, everyone except Fluttershy is hanging out at Sugar Cube Corner, and a letter comes in. And basically, it's a letter from the Trail Trotters, basically Pony vs. Girl Scouts. And yeah, Fluttershy is waiting for, like, getting a letter back from them for registration, because, like, she has been waiting forever to register. Also, we learned that Pinkie Pie took over Sugar Cube Corner from the Cakes. That answers that question. Apparently, it happened like half a year ago or something. Anyway, but yeah, Fluttershy wants to earn enough badges to meet the celebrity dolphin Fantastic. She even has a shrine to Finn. I mean, like, she is really obsessed with meeting Finn. Like, Twililight's trying to banish evil or something, and it's like, yeah, 114 to registration, yeah! Like, excuse me, I'm kind of busy here. So they have the letter. It's like, I need to open someone else's mail, but yeah, she won't mind. And like, okay, it's been denied. Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah, it turns out there's an age limit. Who'd have thought? So yeah, Fluttershy shows up and like, okay, I'm ready for my letter. And Applejack's like, yeah, so she swallows the letter. We've been accepted as an official troop. Yeah. It's like, okay, hold the phone. Applejack, element of honesty, character who actually had an episode dedicated to. Okay, this is why Applejack doesn't lie anymore. Is blatantly lying to Fluttershy and dragging everyone else along into it. What's wrong here?
To be fair, it's a situation that I'm pretty sure someone comes up, that I'm pretty sure a group comes up, runs into at some point. Given someone's excitement, everything comes. Imagine what he would be. Imagine what he or she would be like if everything comes crumbling down.
I'm not denying that. And like, were it any other character initiating this, like, okay, drag Applejack into it. The fact that Applejack is the one initiating this lie. That this whole story arc is built upon a foundation of lie. Yeah. So okay, we've been accepted. Which badge are we going for first? And like fake badges everywhere. It's like question badge, nice reflexes badge, apple badge. When I first watched this, which okay was today, but earlier than usual when I watch than I typically watch. Like okay, that part ended out there, and I heard like oh there's supposed to be like 4 stories, so it's like wait, they're ending it there. I was like they've just built up this big lie that's like you know this isn't gonna end well, and it just ends there. It's like wait what? But then the second part, like yeah, it's a they're sort of continuing the story arc, but not from that point. So, Death of a Sales Pony. Fluttershy is ready to bake. No, wait. To sell cookies to meet Finn. Like, whichever troop sells the most cookies has a chance to meet Finn or something. It's unfortunate because Pinkie Pie wants to eat the cookies. So yeah, okay, you sell cookies, everyone sell cookies. Quote from Fluttershy, always be selling. Pinkie's baking cookies, Applejack's selling cookies. Twilight created an algorithm targeting anyone who's even thought about cookies. And like, oh hey, they're selling themselves? Good, now you have time to sell more cookies. Fluttershy is very demanding. Rudy, on the other hand, made cookie fashion. Sure, I mean, edible underwear is a thing that exists, so, you know, fashion with cookies, why not? Rainbow Dash is delivering cookies. Go faster, Rainbow Dash! Like, hey, Pinkie Pie, I see you're baking cookies. Bake faster!
We'll get to the speed thing a little later.
Yeah. As it's getting to the point where it's like, essentially, the group comes together like, I don't know what the big deal about this fantastic guy is. Fantastic. But everyone's like, calm the F down, Fluttershy! More or less. And Fluttershy realized that, yeah, the capitalism is really getting to her. I should really calm down, take it easy. Also, apparently, Pinkie Pie has a brother. It gets a one-off mention. It's like, wait, what? So there's another Pie sibling? Like, okay. Yeah, it's like all this money raised. That's the last note I have for this whole episode is, what's sad is that it's all for nothing because they aren't an official troop. It's like, yeah. We've already seen that they aren't afraid to do kind of downer endings, what with Pinkie Pie being disqualified. Yeah, she got an invitation to the All-Stars, but she did get kicked out of the original competition. So yeah, that was the first episode. Yeah, you can kind of tell that so far I don't really care for this arc that much. Just because like you got Applejack lying, you got Fluttershy being super demanding of everyone. It's yeah, she's been kind of like before, but in that episode, she was trying to be that way. It's like, and they're like, and it was like, yeah, maybe I should tone it down a bit. Whereas here, it's like, more cookies, more money, meet the dolphin. And it's like,
At least there's a bit of a point to that, unlike a certain multimillionaire that I shall not mention.
yeah. And again, if it wasn't for the fact that, yeah, they're not an official group, nothing will come of this, it might not have been so bad. It's still not that great, but, like, okay, working towards a goal, but with this, it's working towards a goal that you, the viewer, knows is completely pointless because of the aforementioned lie. So it's like, yeah. You get what I'm saying?
I would like to point though that my parents did kind of learn their lesson from last time I last time I tried to beg them last time I tried to beg them to take me out of state to a convention because I intended to go to the first MavsCon. Wasn't a con. They basically were like, nah, which disheartened me for quite a bit. Which obviously disheartened me. Took me until the fourth one to actually get there, and finally meet Tara Strong.
Ah, okay.
So I can
Oh yes.
so I can understand the situation. Granted,
Yeah.
granted granted it's granted it's still granted there's a bit of a
Yeah.
granted there's still a bit of a character issue here, but still, it's an understandable situation.
Right. And speaking of conventions, yeah, okay, only one of my conventions have been canceled so far. But considering that it's only a week apart from the other one, odds are that one's being canceled as well. So, yeah, my schedule's free for the year, and those were happening in November.
Given all the stuff going on about Halloween this year, I'm kind of expected that.
I forget, I forget if it was Facebook or Reddit, but someone posted that this Halloween children should stand in their yards, and people should toss candy at them. Have the parents go to Costco or Safeway or Fred Meyer's and just pick up a large bag of candy. Like, okay, here's your Halloween candy for this year. Don't eat it all at once. Ugh.
Suddenly I'm reminded of how
So,
we used to do Halloween. Inside the inside the house, the parents would or inside the house, the parents would lock themselves behind doors, and we would just my sister and I would just wander around the house and trick or treat.
uh, I remember I when I was young trick or treating. Actually, it wasn't just me. It was all of the children of the church group. They used to take us to I think it was Portland State University dormitories, and they had and like they would be participating in the whole trick or treat thing, and they would decorate the hallways and all that stuff, and it's like it was fun. So, episode 8. Sorry, bit cloggy. Bighoof walking and the Fluttershy effect. So, apparently there's a critter tracking app which is downloaded from an actual cloud. That I see what they did there. Shame on you. But yeah, Fluttershy is still earning badges. Wants to get a rare critter tracking badge, and she wants to find Bighoof. Dun dun dun. So yeah, Applejack heard that supposedly a Bighoof can turn others into a Bighoof. So it's like a it's one of those things that ends up essentially duplicating itself by infecting other things.
I can't. I'm suddenly reminded of how fans used fans used to have this prediction of changeling, of a pony infected by changeling. They turn into a changeling.
Remember that. I also remember the times of like right after the season 2 finale. What if this character was a changeling, or that character was a changeling? Yeah, good times. But yeah, so uh, sorry, brain's a little fried today. It's like it's been hours, but like yard work just bleh. Twilight checks the internet, and the internet confirms this info. Fluttershy has also heard that Bighoof has a good singing voice. Quote from Fluttershy after hearing a recording of Bighoof: "So majestic." See also, isn't nature fascinating? Or I think that was the line from was it issue 1 of the comic? The Fluttershy and that basically became a meme. Let's see. Also a quote from Fluttershy: "What could go wrong? No, not what's the worst that could happen?" So they go out hunting, and is that Bighoof? Nope, giant carrot. Is that Bighoof? No, Rarity, that's yourself in a reflection. So Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie have vanished. Let's follow the hoof prints. They also note that animals are missing, but nothing really comes of that. Like, ooh, what's that? Something big and going, ooh. Is that Bighoof? No, that's Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie stuck in a tree. Well, that's alright. How about we take a selfie? Oh, hey, look, Bighoof. End episode. Or, end that story. Ugh. So, cliffhanger that never gets. Eh,
Or more of a surprise success.
yeah. Like that. Actually, it's kind of like what they did for the first couple episodes of season 4. Like the Fluttershy Fang reveal at the end of the Flutterbite episode. It's like, ooh, that kind of thing, but doesn't actually lead to anything. I'm not. Now that I think about it, I'm not really caring for the whole split episode thing. It's like, yeah, they're telling 2 stories, but they're telling 2 rushed stories. And speaking of which, the Fluttershy effect. So, Rainbow Dash is hitting a ball into the air, and it slows down, and Rainbow Dash just walks over, and the ball is slowly coming towards her, like, all the time in the world. Pinkie Pie comes out like, hey, yeah, big problem. Fluttershy wants to hold a recruitment party for the trail trotters troop that we made up. But wait, we made this up. Yeah, well, we have to pretend and actually do it. So yeah, yeah. Also, apparently, Rainbow Dash can control time now. Actually, Rainbow Dash made a comment about controlling time back during the Pinkie Pie gets disqualified episode. Except she was feeling sick, so she really didn't have the energy to do so. So yeah, Rainbow Dash needs to make a delivery to from you. Rainbow Dash needs to go to Twilight, grab something, make a delivery to Sugar Cube Corner. Like, okay, that's fine. I'll do this quickly. Ooh, hey, look, new Wonderbolts game. Yeah. And suddenly it's night. Whoops. So yeah, she goes to Twilight, and she has to deliver a duplicator gun. Item goes in, item comes out, item comes out, item comes out. You get the idea. So she goes to Sugar Cube Corner. Rarity's got the decorations up, but Applejack just does not have enough butterflies. And Fluttershy is trying to get in. Okay, shove a butterfly in there. Button. And she breaks the machine, and suddenly, future. A future where there's a Pinkie Pie hologram. Parties were banned. The duplicate butterflies have blotted out the sky. And it's a future where butterflies rule. Also, Tank is there, and he has a floating surfboard and a talkie box, so Tank can talk now. And Rainbow Dash needs to learn to slow down. And it's like, okay, take it slow. And Rainbow Dash ends up meditating herself back in time to the start of the episode. And Rainbow Dash might be scared of butterflies now. Yeah, I really think they need to go back to like the one story per episode thing. This is like 5 minutes is just not 5 minutes is not enough time to tell any kind of story really.
I think I'll be the one. I think I'll be the one to break this. Hey, remember that Equestria Girls holiday short special compilation thing we covered a while back?
I yeah,
Kinda
yeah.
feels like that.
Except I think even those were a little bit longer. So yeah, not really a fan of these episodes. Part, partly because like they had just enough time to build up to a oh, and it just ends there. It's all the build up, none of the payoff. And also and the fact that the story are has like the overarching thing of like, yeah, all this thing Fluttershy is doing, it's unless they pull like, oh well, you weren't an official troop, but you worked so hard, so you win anyway. Which,
The A for Everett approach.
yeah, I I don't know how to feel about that. As, uh, I so like the characters just seem off. You know?
Feels like another case of a spin-off starting to kick in.
What now?
Feels like another case of a spin-off part of the whole thing starting to kick in.
Yeah. Or at least with this arc, because like, okay, with the Pinkie Pie arc, sure, it was still 50-50, but like, as far as the characters go, it's like, they were still pretty on point for the most part, if just slightly exaggerated, you know? Whereas here it's like, yeah, unfortunately for this week, I'm gonna have to call both episodes a flop.
Honestly, if we can ignore the overarching problem, I would say slim pass.
Maybe, but it's also hampered by the like time limitation per story.
Also, I was tempted to make. Also, I was trying to find a good heavy quality as well. Rainbow was holding the duplicator.
Duplicator sender to the future. Like, okay, creating an army of butterflies that take over Equestria. Sure, I could buy that, but something tapping into Rainbow Dash's ability to control time. Like, I hate being that negative guy, you know. But just eh. Also, on a game-related note, don't you wish you could put torches on like the pathway dirt instead of having to have like a grass patch there?
I could never quite figure that part out. Although it's although it's possible, it's kind of working similar to how in real life trails don't exactly trails with either those empty patches or gravel or asphalt or whatever don't have this small convenience of sorts.
Yeah, I guess. Like I said, the characters like you got Applejack who basically starts this whole story arc with a lie and drags everyone else into it. Fluttershy, who okay for half a half an episode is like super demanding, like you need to do this, you need to do this, give me more money. It's like then he got Rainbow Dash, like yeah, I'm gonna do a favor for my friends, and oh hey, look a new app, yeah, whatever. I wonder who wrote this episode.
A lot of these names sound like a lot of newcomers, specifically for this show.
Yeah. Okay. First one was Katie Chilson. Just gonna Google that. IMDb. Uh, Huh. It's the same person.
Another joke I intended to make was shortly after this typing feature came about. I would say the only way we can stay away from the seahorses. They really is now complete domination. Totally did not see that one coming.
Hmm. It's probably a different person that the IMDb is for. Because, like, yeah. Okay, what about this? Okay. Right around season 2 of Littlest Pet Shop, season 2 of Hanazuki, a few episodes of Chomp Squad. So, not that much there. And the second one was Tanaka Stats? Tanaka? Eh, whatever. What have they done? Uh, writer of a couple episodes of Steven Universe. So yeah, relative. Not. They've done a few things, but not that much.
But still kind of new to the pony game.
Yeah. So yeah, 2 more weeks of Fluttershy, then uh, something potions. Can create bottle. I guess maybe the last arc focuses on that new potion pony. Yeah. Uh, So yeah, plans for next week. I don't mean like next Saturday. It's I just things to do. It's like probably gonna record some Mario Maker. Gonna try the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix randomizer. Eh, don't know what else. Maybe pick a few games that I can use on a controller so the mouse issues don't happen. Factory set tomorrow. So we should wrap things up.
Well, I guess the few decent notes we can bring out of this week are that scouts are once again a bit of a note.
Yeah.
A local legend has surfaced.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And couple, couple things have some unrelated minerals brought up in the fourth one. Oh, I was forgot. Oh, I surprised I didn't bring this up until surprised I didn't think of it until now. You know how Rainbow Dash is getting a bit more Sonic-esque this series. She did the spin dash thing.
It's notice. guess.
Well, I guess hopefully my colleague could get his ducks back in a row.
Yeah.
It's a bit unknown at this point as to how long before we get the double parters again, but
Does the wiki say? Any Life Wiki episodes. Judging by the split on the episodes and not being part one, part two, this format continues on for the rest of the series. That's unfortunate.
hey, we're getting some hey, chances are we'll get a little used to it.
Yeah.
So until the next set, not quite sure if it's gonna be, not quite sure which next set. And again, the working on the Streamland's gonna be a little interesting from this point forward. In any event, stay safe, stay well, and we hope to see you